All right, so what's your name?
Sonia,
Sonia, how old are you?
38.
Are you originally from Arizona?
Yeah.
What city? Phoenix?
Phoenix, yeah.
What's your current situation?
I'm homeless. I've been out here on the streets for probably about 8 months now.
Prior to that, were you ever homeless?
Um, just living out of my RV, and I had a camper for like about 2 years. And before that, I was just staying with like friends, just couch surfing, I guess.
What happened to your RV?
It got stolen when I was in the hospital for like a month, and I came out and they had like messed with the engine so it wasn't running, and then, before I knew it, wherever I parked it, it was gone. And they tried to tell me that it was towed, but I never looked into it, so I just let it go. So I think it was stolen.
What were you in the hospital for?
Um, I had like a major staph infection in my back, and it covered like most of my organs, and they had put me in a coma for a week to put some drains in my stomach and in my back, and it was like about a month and a half for those drains to suction out all the infection that was in my body. So I was in there for like about a month and a half.
How did you get that staph infection? Was it from being out here on the streets, sleeping on the streets?
No, actually, it was like a domestic situation with my baby's dad. He had, during an argument, he had hit me in my stomach, and it caused a rib fracture and my kidney to bleed internally. It like ripped. And so when I went to the hospital, they put a coil in my kidney to stop the bleeding. And I think my body rejected that equipment that they put in my stomach, in my kidney, so from that it caused the staph infection.
It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So they put you in a coma. How long were you in the coma for?
For about a week.
About a week?
Mm-hmm.
How was it being in that coma? Do you remember hearing any visitors or anything like that when they came in to visit you?
Well, my family started coming in, like my kids and my mom and my ex-mother-in-law, but it took me a minute to remember everybody, who they were, and to be able to even talk to them, to say words. I had to have a speech therapist come in. I had to have a physical therapist come in to get me to start walking and to like start bathing myself and stuff like that. I had to learn how to do everything all over again. So it was crazy.
The recovery process.
Well, I was in there for like a month and a half. So I was kind of like begging them to let me out because I was starting to get really depressed because I wasn't able to have my visitors come in it was during the pandemic, so they were like really strict on the COVID and visitors, and times that the people could come one at a time, and so people weren't really wanting to come that much, and not being able to have any support there was starting to be very depressing and just traumatizing. I wanted to get out of there bad, and not being able to even communicate that to them was tough. So it was hard. It was really hard.
I bet. Where's your family at now?
I have a sister out here in the streets too. She's in Mesa, and another one, but she got clean because she had got arrested, and she went to jail in California, and then they brought her back over here, and now she's going through a rehab. And I have another sister that's out in Maricopa with her kids and her family. So we're all spread out. Some are out here on the streets and some are not.
Why don't you ask them for help to try to get off the streets?
I think it's just become a lifestyle, like something I just got comfortable with,
Yeah.
Just being out here and I guess not really minding the survival tactics that I've had to become accustomed to get comfortable to be out here. Some nights are scary, just thinking of, the nights are just very quiet and there's nobody out. It just feels weird sometimes. And it's like, is something going to happen or not? or some nights, you know, you have people that you run into that you know, and you know, you just try to get through the night with them, and just got comfortable with it.
So you're staying in those tents right now?
No, actually, I was staying. That I just ran into those friends right there in the tents. But I was staying in like an alley with a tarp that I had made into a tent, and I had took off one night and I came back and everything was gone. They took everything. Somebody came and saw it and just took it all. So I just kind of just trying to get everything built back up to see what I'm gonna do.
So you were staying in an alley by yourself?
I had some people with me that would, you know, come and go, you know, show up and then leave. Another a little bit down the ways there was another tent with somebody, other people. So I felt a little bit safe when there's people nearby.
Yeah.
I try to stay close to other people.
How dangerous is it out here though?
I personally haven't seen anything, but I've heard of, you know, people getting killed, you know, a girl that got killed or stabbed, or you know, something like along those lines, but I haven't personally seen anything, and I hope I don't want to see nothing like that. I don't think I would be able to, after seeing something like that, I don't think I would want to be out here. You know, that's just too much for me, I think.
So have you ever been through anything that was dangerous? Like, what's one of the worst experiences you've had out here?
Actually, probably the worst experience was probably earlier today. You know, this guy tried to get me to do something sexual and try to present some pills for the offer for me to do something, and I rejected it, and he put a knife up to my throat, and I just got out of there as quick as I could.
Is that the first time that ever happened to you, or do you always have men coming up to you, conversationing you?
I do always have that happening, but that's the first time that it ever got to that extent. Yeah, that happens on a daily.
How do you usually deal with guys coming up to you
and
ask you for that sort of stuff?
I just reject them and just say no, I'm not interested, or no, I don't want to. Just let them know straight off the bat, like, no, I don't do that. I'm not into that.
Usually just
they just keep going away.
Drive away.
You know, they're just kind of like walking past me. They're just like, hey, do you want to date, or hey, do you want to have some fun or something? I'm like, no, and they'll just keep walking. Once I say no, they don't usually pursue, you know, try to get me to convince me of anything. Usually.
Yeah. So how do you usually make your money out here to eat or to buy whatever you need out here on the streets?
Honestly, I steal everything I need from the stores, whether it be food or, you know, something that I can make money off of, and get whatever I need. You know, that's how I usually do it. Some people will like to steal from other people or houses, and I don't believe in that. I just steal from the stores, and I feel like that's the, you know, best honest way I could do it, rather than try to steal from people who work for their stuff.
All right, well, thank you for sharing your story. I really do appreciate it. Are you okay if I share this on my YouTube channel?
Yeah, that's fine.
And just in case somebody wants to reach out to you with any sort of help or donations, do you have any contact information that you want to share, like an email or anything like that?
Actually, I do have like a GoFundMe account set up, you know, just so I can be able to get, like, you know, a hotel, so I can get a shower or get, you know, a night's rest without having to be out here on the streets.
Yeah.
I think, I don't really know how to go about just looking it up on the GoFundMe website. It's my name, Sonia Lopez.
Sonia Lopez. All right, well, we'll look it up right now. And I'll
put in the link. Yeah,
the
thank you. I appreciate that.
All right, Sonia, thank you for sharing your story. I appreciate
You're welcome.
it.
No problem.